let's go ahead and get this party started. Hey everybody, how is your first Sunday of November going? We are already at the end of the year. It feels like it was January yesterday, and here we are. Basically a little less than 2 months of the year left. As you know, the time fell back, so it feels very weird to me that it is dark outside and it's technically still the same time. So, yeah, go figure, right? So, it hits a little different, but here we are. Going to go ahead and check out some more styles in the game, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I made a Bane yesterday. So I did this like regular Bane, then I have like an armor Bane. I'll probably show that later. But they're very similar. It's just basically the like chest, legs, belt, feet that are different for the most part. Everything else is pretty much the same on it. So I'll show that maybe a little later on. But we have quite a nice little group over here today. And that reminds me, we also have some things coming around. We have some stuff coming around this Tuesday. So it looks like we're getting a new lava ability. I'm not crazy about the damage it's doing. It doesn't seem to be doing much damage, but I am curious to see if they will change the cooldown on it so that it's really good for tanking, for like full tanks. Because an ability that'll just straight up give you 10% defense, I could stack that with my Rage Crash ability, and so I would have, you know, the same, I'd have the same, like 55% defense. I have Johnny saying your music is on still. It should still be on. Maybe I need to drop it down a little bit. Let's see here. There we go. That's a little lower. We'll see how that works out. Let me look at chat here first. Okay, so he says your music is burying your voice. Let me see if I can turn my voice volume up a little bit. Alright, so how does that sound? That should be a little higher, and the music is a little lower. We should be good, but we will see. Alright, how does it sound now? Russell, go ahead and tell me how I sound now. See if there's a good separation in voice and music volume. You let me know. Count says, hey Iconic, finally give the ice powers a second try in the form of Atharius Eckerson, so take a look at him when you have a chance. Alright. Yeah, because it seemed like, so I had a new, your music is on still. It should be pretty low. Alright, let me see here. Advanced audio properties. Alright, how's that sound? How's that sound in comparison? I'm looking at his tells right now, see if what he says. But yeah, so we have a new ability coming to the game, and then we have a new ability coming to the game, and then we also have it looks like Outsiders Ops is coming back around, so it looks like we'll be getting another skill point out of that. So it should be really interesting to see what we get from that. But yeah, so that seems very exciting. Let's go ahead and look at some styles here. Yeah, if I need to, if it's a big enough problem, um, I can go ahead and I'll do a test later on if it's a problem, because I know I did an update with OBS and it might have thrown a lot of the audio out of whack. So that's why I usually try to not do the updates right before, like a day or so before I have to go ahead and stream, just because it throws a lot of things out of whack, and then I have to try to do like a whole bunch of like diagnosing to figure out how I can like work with that. So yeah, I've been putting it off for a little bit, and finally had it update. Let's see. And then we have Dio over here. There we go. That's the name. Very nice. I like the Plasmic Aura. Then we have Superboy Prime over here. Alright, let's walk over here. I think we had Connor. I'll take a quick look at Connor J, and then we'll move over to the other side. Usually I'm flying, but I don't know. To me, you know, Bane shouldn't be flying, really. Alright. And then we've got Donna Troy over here. If I can find it, there we go. Alright, then we have this right here. This is from Wakanda, Black Panther, MCU. Alright, and then we have Fire Elite with a PH. So Star Sapphire going on here. From some things that I've seen and you know, been leaked or whatnot, it looks like we may be getting some more lantern styles around pretty soon. Not actual like clothing, but maybe some faces of some people that we know in the game. So keep an eye out. I think when we have a bonus week come around, I think everybody will be doing the happy dance, so to say. I've already got some ideas for some of them, so we'll see. Let me take a look at chat here. Count says sounds better. Okay, sounds great. Brandon says, hey, sorry for asking, but where are you located on the map? I'm driving home. I'm in front of the Little Bohemia police station in DCUO, and we are on the USPS server. So if you're on EU, I apologize, but I usually only come out here usually for the US server. And then we have Arthur J. Curry. I like the glowing Orion emblem on the belt. That's nice. That's quite a nice difference there. That belt's really, I mean, just good in general, but I like that belt with anything Aquaman. I mean, I know it's like technically his correct belt, but still, like, you know, it works just really well with all sorts of different materials. It meshes really well. And then we have DC Superman over here. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the pipes in the neck. I wish we had an actual Superman chest style. I don't know. Maybe one day, right? And then we have Bart H. Allen over here. Looks like a speedster of some sort. Ah, looking for a little bit of an emblem somewhere. No emblems for the speedster. And then we have Burglar over here. I don't know if they're done with their style or not. They look like they're changing it, so we'll go over to Dick on the side. Here we go. Alright, and then we have Mr. Wayne's over here. I don't know. I I I like there's different Batman characters that I like, but for something like me, I mean, for something for me that never sits right is when there's a Batman with baggy pants. Because I always think back to like the Dark Knight, and you have like these spoof characters, like these these characters that are trying to act like Batman, and they're doing all these things, and he has to round them up, and he ties them up. And the old saying is, the old famous line is, "What's the difference between you and me? Well, I'm not wearing hockey pants." And that's what I think of when I see Batman characters with like baggy pants. It just doesn't seem to flow right for the character. It just got a weird look to it. All right, we got Icarus over here. The emblem's not bad. I don't mind the emblem. I actually like the lines going through the suit. I thought that was really well done. I like how they took the lines from the chest style and they go right through to the legs quite well. Now, this might just be like a female character thing, because I don't think the lines line up that way for the male characters too much. I'll have to take a quick look at that. But I like how they connect together. Now, granted, this probably isn't the best comparison since I changed to brute, so um, it's probably going to be skewed pretty bad. But I'm just curious here. I think it was what, ancient slimline, something like that. Ancient something. Here we go. Ancient accent, and I'll just do a bright red. Last one, okay. And I'll try that with the armored. It's the enhanced armored. That's what it is. There we go. Waist, get rid of the waist. And the legs. Kind of, but you can see it doesn't quite go into it. Like, you have to wear a belt or something to cover that up. Kinda. But you could definitely see with, like, the female character, the line went right into the other one. So it's got a much cleaner transition. So that's something like, if there's a weakness that I really have, it's not knowing how all the female styles work together best. Because I most of the time I play a male character, so it's really the female character styles that I really have to kind of take a little time and make and really try to go through all the options that I have on my female character and see what works best. But knowing them inside and out, I don't know them like the male styles. The male styles, I know those really well. So it's just kind of hits different. Flip Forever Blue Suit will do the frag. Okay, so we got ourselves a Lobo style. I like it. It's not bad. We just need a legit skin style and hair beard combo. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't care if they went ahead and did like attached a beard to like a hairstyle or attached like facial hair to a hairstyle. I'd rather have them do that than to not have anything at all. To be honest, I think I'd be willing to take that at this point because it's like, yo, if you guys can't do beards by themselves, then just put them with the hairstyles and call it a day. Counts as are there some ice themed styles to look out for this year's Christmas event? Not that I'm aware of. We'll just have to go ahead and see when it comes around. But obviously, I would say a year or two ago, they went ahead and they put out Johnny Blaze. They went ahead and they put out the Winter Warlord set. So I would check that out. I think that was one of the very few videos that I did with covering like seasonal rewards, and that was one of them. So I'd go ahead and I'd check that out. But that's all I know of right now. That's like really ice themed. I guess you could also say like the snowflake style as well. Snowflake with the Winter Warlord. I think that's your best bet so far in terms of like like icy styles. All right, let's take a look at Burglar over here. So it looks like a sort of like a jumpsuit sort of thing. I mean, it's all right. I'm guessing it's probably based on like the new Catwoman minus like the globe head. And Johnny was saying that that style he had was the Marvel Scarecrow. Take a look at that. Take a look at that, Johnny. Since it's a face style, it doesn't show up at all if there's too many people around. So that's why I looked at it and I was like, what? I was like, he looks like he's headless. And you're not. It's just that since it's a face style and there's too many people around, it won't show. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's a bug, you know? Like, I don't think it's a bug. I think it's intentional. I think it's intentional for server load. Um, I think it's like a how do you say it, like a sustainable like rendering distance thing, or if you have too many people in an area, it'll drop certain assets to make the area sustainable so you don't have people like DCing. I think that's what it is. I think it's done that way on purpose to avoid people from like lagging out from there being too many assets that they have to load up in an area, and it like controls how many will load up at a time. Um, so I think that's pretty much what they're kind of trying to go with on that. We got Hulk, Banner of War. All you need is the hair on the side. If only we had that. If only we had that, the hair on the side. That would be kind of cool. To be a proper maestro. Um, but yeah, that's what I think it is. It kind of sucks because it's like if you're in an area with more than a certain amount of people, um, obviously things aren't going to show up. We got Cloud here. Very nice. Everybody's loving the giant sword. Counts as okay, cool. Just need some ideas on which ones to use for Arceus, the snow wizard near you. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Let's take a look at Bjorn Dark Side, or Iron Side. I mean, it's not bad. I like the torn cape. Man, if you put like a... I gotta test that. If you put like a web material on that, how does that look? I gotta I gotta test that. I'm just curious. Now that I think about it, like that would make a really good like web sort of a thing going on. So we got the absolute infiltration, and then you add. Let's see. Should be the white one. We'll go with. I'm just curious now. Like that would be great for like a Spider-Man style, like a rogue Spider-Man. It says I think it's this one. No, so you need the black. We'll do the black one, so you can actually see it. I didn't think about that. Black spider web. Here we go. Yeah, look how nice that looks. If we can shake it off. There you go. Look at that. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool for like a Spider-Man character. And just like somebody did in the Halloween costume, PPZ, he went ahead and he had one of the styles where it looked like he had like a cracked trident because he used that material on it. It can also make it look like certain suits or certain parts of your suits are like cracked, like the material's broken or something. That'd be kind of cool too. Yo, what's up, PPC? Just talking about you. Let's see here. All right, we got Steven. I think we're going to look at Steven Rogers. So I'm going to look at Tempest here. And then I think I'm going to drop down a phase. And I'll swap to my Armored Bane style. All right, because I think we pretty much know it all. Okay, so I'll look at Stealth here real quick. Well, it's very dark. I probably would have used the Vengeance shoulders instead of these, to be honest, because these seem like they're very like squared, like triangle, like squared, like very bulky. I feel like if they use the Vengeance shoulders, that would be a little more form-fitting. I feel like these are kind of bulky. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop down a phase. Take out the Citizen and go to my Armored Bane. So you could tell he's a lot beefier with his setup. A lot more going on. All right. So we have Omega Inquisitor over here. Oh, there's the Omega symbol. All right. I mean, it's not bad. Not crazy about the bonnet though, because I know it's a bonnet, but yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing that's throwing me off, but otherwise it's not bad. And then we have whatchamacallit? We have Richard. So there we go. All right, and then we got Troy Donna over here. So they got the shaded comic, and it looks like they have like the steel chroma on the hands. Very nice. Let's see here. We got Jessica Cruz over here. I had I had somebody say, "Can you invite me to your league?" Um, I'm just in the league. I don't do any like inviting of anybody. We like to keep it pretty small, and everybody that we think of is heavily vetted. So I don't do any sort of inviting. I don't put my name on anything like that. I leave that up to the league leaders to go ahead and do that sort of a thing. I don't do anything like that. I'm sorry, I just don't. I got a lot of other working parts and things that I do, so that's one of the things I don't do. We have Scarlet Witch over here. Let's see. Yeah, because of their PvP battle, my artifact was going off. We got Damien Robusto. I mean, that's kind of cool. This would be cool as like a Blue Lantern. But I mean, the style in and of itself, that's pretty nice. Yeah, it's like a mystical, like big bird sort of a thing. Yeah, the runes a nice touch. Uh, PPZ says you can make Absolute Bane too. I don't. I mean, I probably could. It's just I haven't looked too much into like I've seen some of his whatevers, but I don't know. I'd really have to take a look at like what his exact style is. I know he's like heavily like exaggerated, so there's a bunch of like other things I have to go ahead and look at, and I don't know. I feel like I feel like okay. I feel like with DC Comics, the artists take such a liberty on the design of characters that it's very hard to nail down an exact look from them until it's like I don't know, maybe either close to over or they're halfway through the certain storyline. It doesn't seem like that they're able to nail down what exactly they want for the look of the character. And it's just frustrating as somebody to make the styles and it's not right or it's a little wrong because they were in their tryout phase and they didn't know exactly what they were going for or what the standard was for that character's style. So I feel like they keep moving the goalposts when it comes to the style designs, and I really try not to do anything like that until they are fully established with what they want the character to exactly look like and what they've nailed down. If that makes sense. I feel like they do that with a lot of the new characters or the reimagining of characters, and I don't know. It's kind of frustrating in a sense. Um, so that's how I kind of see it. So I'll have to take a look, but I haven't seen anything that was like super concrete with him. Or you'll find that a lot of their styles are like it's like I don't know. It's like they're hard to tell them out, or they never give you good shots of the actual styles. And that in itself might be because they're not they haven't figured out what exactly they want for their you know their style and what they want the how do I say it? They want like the established style to look like. So, um, yeah. So usually I have to do my homework with stuff like that and really double check and look across multiple comics and see what the main idea is and what they're going for. So I don't know. I when it comes to things like that, I'm like, oh, geez, all right. Let me take a look. Let me see. Okay, well, it looks like his style looks like this. His style looks like this in this comic, and it looks totally different in the next one. It's like he's got different belt or different boots, and then I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, which one is more accepted to the public? Which one do people believe is his actual suit? So that was kind of that way with kind of like with, and I know that the game doesn't create those styles 100% to the T sometimes. Kind of like with the what is it? The witch cursed Wonder Woman, which was supposed to be like with the Justice League 2, we had them being like magic cursed or whatever. Like I made a style for her in one of my videos, and DC ended up doing like a totally opposite. Like they didn't stick to the comic when it came to the exact look of the style. So so much for me to try to predetermine what the style may look like. But I was like, I don't know. Like her aura in the comics is like a wicked pink color. Um, and then they ended up adding like I think they did have like some sort of a pink like aura later on, but like the main one that's around them is like black. You know, like the black tendril aura, which is not really how it. So I don't know. But little things like that, trying to predict it, and then it doesn't hit smack on like you think it would. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, jump down one more phase, and onto the beach. Still in combat. Does it still have me in combat? Nope, not now. Okay. All right. Going down to the last phase, and then I'll swap back up to the first phase. So there's no one here except Arceus, so we'll give him a quick look. Man, just because I'm so close to the safe house, it has me going into into combat. I mean, it should be out of combat now. There we go. Yeah, so I'll have to take a look at Absolute Bane, see if he's really doable, because I know his proportions are kind of outrageous. So we have Razorburn over here. We're going to take a quick look at them. I like the name and what it looks like it's going to be. So what's that emblem on there? So that's a White Lantern emblem. Yeah. So I like the different wraps that they got going on there. That's a nice touch. I kind of like that. I like the hands. The hands work really well with like the chest style. I like how the chest style like basically wraps your whole shoulder and arm all the way down to the end. I kind of like that. And then we have pure Godspeed over here. So it looks like it's a Batman character with the Batman inspired helmet. Man, I remember the days when people were saying that that was never going to come back. And it looks like that changed. Uh, let's see here. Man, the sort of cope that was going around that though, and the same thing was going around with the smoke aura. I had somebody tell me when they put out the Batman inspired mask. I had somebody tell me, "Oh no, I have the OG one. That's a newer one that they put out now. That's not the same." They said it's not the exact same thing. And I was like, "Well, that's BS because I know it's exactly the same thing." And that's the sort of cope that they were running off of. They were like, "No, it's different. It's not the same thing. It can't be the same thing." And I'm just like, "Are you kidding me?" And so the same people were trying to say that about the OG smoke. I'm like, no, it's the real one. Because I'm like, I've had it for like 7, 8 years. I know. It's the same thing. So this is kind of cool. This looks like a. I know it'd be redundant to say like a wicked Lyssidrak. It looks like it's like a more wicked Lyssidrak. Like, as if she was like embodying like another like entity or something. Maybe we could say she's a parallax infused Lyssidrak or something. Or like a Harley Quinn Lyssidrak like mashup maybe. But I like it. It's a nice reimagining of the character. Let's see here. We got I think I already saw muscle memory. All right. we've got we got Super Starfire. We'll take a look at them because I don't think I've seen them in a while. So that looks like it's the red metallic material there and a red plasmic. Um, we have all these different like very nice like plasmics that are in the game that are like the head hands from the Halloween boxes. They should 100% make full body versions of those. And I'm going to go through some of them real quick here since I know I have just about all the auras that come from those boxes on this character. So we're going to take a quick look at those to let you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So there's this light blue plasmic one, which is really nice. So let's go to the dark. There's like the dark blue. So we've got dark blue. We already got that as a full. Dark blue Nimbus. We already got that. Dark green Nimbus hands. That'd be kind of cool, but it's a little on the muted side. Dark yellow. Dark yellow plasmic. Okay, so we're going to go to the lights. So we got the light blue plasmic. Like this would be nice as a full body, 100%. And then there's light green plasmic. We already got that. Light purple plasmic. I'd love to see this as a full body. That'd be really nice. And then there's light yellow plasmic. I think there was like a gray one. Gray plasmic and gray nimbus. I wish there was like a black nimbus. That'd be kind of cool too. So you got your gray nimbus head hands. And then you got your gray plasmic, which looks kind of like a whitish. It'd be nice to have like a white plasmic. I don't think we have that either. But you got a lot of like weird ones like that, which would be kind of cool to have. You know, if it was like an option. Alright. Let's take a look at Shuru over here. So it looks like an Egyptian god. I actually like this. This is a good one. And I think it's the skin that really does it well, and also because they're using the enhanced version of the style. And I feel like the energy of the style works really well with the skin for some reason. And I think the aura works really well with it as as a fact. So it's got really bright metals to it, very nice energy in the set. And then you have like the aura that's kind of, I feel like the whiteness of the aura works really well with like the silver, the metal. So I like that. I think it's a good mix. I think it's got a good balance. And then we have, let's go ahead and take a look at this flash, DHSA1. And then we'll take a look at King Curse. Where's King Curse? There we go. We're looking a little simple, but they're only level 4, so who knows? Maybe later on. Let's take a look here. We have Barry Allen Earth. So very nice right there. Alright, nice. And we get Saban's Mighty Rangers. I like the chest style with it. I think it works well. I think overall everything works pretty good. Maybe not the belt because it clips into the legs. Maybe a slightly different belt. But I think everything else works pretty good. Maybe it just needs like an aura or something, or they kind of give a little bit of pizzazz there. Feels like it needs a little bit of life. And then we've got Radiant King over here. Let me. Okay. PPC says Absolute Joker is makeable. Yeah, I'm sure he is. He doesn't look. The funny thing is he doesn't even look like much of a Joker after that. He just looks like a monster, man. And then we have Carl Lucas. Very nice. All right. Then we got Rudolph's over here. There we go. I'm seeing some red off of that. That actually works really well with this. All right. So I think I'll look at 3 more, and then I think we can call it a stream. So we're gonna look at Ironside again, because he just put on his Green Lantern style. So we'll take a look at that. And then it looks like we have a Grail-inspired character, Destradia. And then I think the last one that I'll look at. Ooh, I want to look at Evil J though. So I'll look at Evil J, and then I'll look at Hades. So that looks like it's the black Shadowbender with the Void. I like the Winter Storm aura just because it works really well with highlighting the white on the Void. So I like that. That's actually pretty nice. We'll go ahead and give that a spin. Alright, and then I'll look at Hades, and then I think we'll call it a stream. If I can find him. And I just saw Cheaters on the list, so I'm going to give him a quick look. Because he's usually cooking up something pretty good. So we'll give him a quick look, and then we'll call it a stream. Final answer. Oh, I saw this at the Halloween event. I like it. It feels like it's like an Asian fusion with like a tech fusion there. It's kind of like as if Ultron was like prevalent in like Asia. This would probably be what he looks like. It has kind of like a ninja Shaolin like feel to his character. Yeah. Very nice. I'm going to give that a spin. Because, I mean, you see like that dark reddish purple that's in the chest style, and then you see the light green and the orange on the outside. So that's very nice. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you all for coming out, and I will see you all next week. We'll see what we get next week. Hopefully it's like a bonus week or something, but you can never tell. But at least I know this coming Tuesday we'll have ourselves another skill point from the Outsiders Ops, and then I think there was something else. So there was events. Oh, and then Extra Life is coming up, and I think they're going to do it on Friday, November 7th. I probably won't be able to participate because I'll probably be working that day. But I mean, either way, it seems like it's going to be a great time. For those that are there on Friday. So I'm guessing that's going to be their day that they're going to go ahead and stream for Extra Life. So and they're good. Anybody who went ahead and donated towards certain pages, you'll also get your codes and rewards and whatnot that day. So that'll be pretty sweet. So I will see you all in the next video. Y'all take care now. Laters.